So Arsenal beat Dinamo Zagreb, and they showed some things that are very different in this game. Something that I think actually can help Arsenal going forward. We've also got an injury boost. I want to speak about that as well, amongst other things. Before we get into it though, very quickly, if you could, please just hit like on this video. So the big game yesterday, I want to hear, before we get into it, who was your man of the match? I think there's a couple of suggestions that I'm seeing people put forward. But I want to ask you, before we get into the video, who was your Arsenal versus Dinamo Zagreb man of the match? Look, the game was very, very good. And it leaves Arsenal in a great position. Like, you don't want to play that extra knockout game if you can avoid it. You have to finish in the top 8. And Arsenal now in a very, very good position. Now, it's not impossible if Arsenal lose the next game to still play that playoff, the next round fixture. But it's like Arsenal, it's like mathematically very difficult. Arsenal would have to lose massively. Other teams would have to win massively. But it does leave Arsenal in a position where against Girona, they still kind of have to field a fairly strong team. Like, you don't want to go there and get turned over 3 or 4-0. You probably can still rotate, but I'm sure Mikel Arteta will have in his mind, he don't want to rotate as much maybe as he could have done. Like, if it's not a dead, like, it doesn't not matter at all. Like, Arsenal probably still need to get a draw. If you go over there and get a draw, then it's mathematically impossible. Arsenal are 100% through to the next round without having to play the playoffs, the next round. So, yeah, very good position. I wanted to speak about some things that I noticed. Area of the pitch that I think we saw a change to, and it actually offered something to a couple of different areas on the pitch. I'm going to get into it because, look, Zinchenko on a team sheet, like, it was good to, like, I just think it kind of unlocked something with Martinelli. I think 2 seasons ago, when Martinelli was at his best, I think Zinchenko played a lot of the fixtures at left back, and having a natural left-footed left back, I think, helps Martinelli, because we know he likes to hug the touchline. Like, and when you've got Zinchenko there, who drifts inside, plays Martinelli, I think just having Zinchenko operate in that area, like I said, it kind of unlocks Martinelli, whether it be freeing up space, whether it be playing him directly down the line. And it's not just that, of course. Martinelli just looked like he was playing with such confidence. Like, that was probably the best performance in 6-8 months from Gabriel Martinelli. Certainly his best performance this season. I just hope he can carry that on. I don't remember Martinelli looking this dangerous for a very, very long time. So it was just so good to see. Look, the score was obviously 3-0, and we actually had some people who was able to guess the correct scoreline. So as promised, in this video, I'm just going to flash up on screen who these people were. So we had Jeff, Lamin Sangyang, Prince AFC, the Zanza Barbarian, who has been on this channel pretty much from the beginning. This is a name I always see in the chat, so well done to you lot. But there was someone else who was able to get it right. Have a listen to this. In terms of a score prediction, I'm going to go 3-0. I think Arsenal can keep a clean sheet. Right, back to the game. So we've scored very early on in this game, and it was like that just kind of gave Arsenal that confidence to push on and get those 3 goals that a lot of us predicted. It was that the first goal was nice play from Havertz. Like, some people, we're going to speak about Havertz in more detail in a minute, but Havertz actually done some things in this game that was pretty good. And I'm sure you guys have all seen the stats of Kai Havertz getting to 14 goals this season in 21 fewer matches than it took him last season. So he is actually on fire, and it is frustrating that he kind of not messes up, but he doesn't seem to be able to really make a difference in those big moments. I'm not saying he won't going forward. I'm certainly not in the camp that some people are, where they're saying Havertz is nowhere near good enough for this team, right, we have to get rid of him. I'm going to make a bold statement here. I think Havertz this season is going to get over 20 goals. That's something a lot of people have been calling for. We don't have a striker who can score 20 goals in a season. I think we do. I think Kai Havertz is going to score more than 20 goals. He may even get close to 25 goals if he can hit like a purple patch. Now, I still think we do need to go and sign a striker. I'm not saying that to then say we don't need to sign a striker. Havertz is the guy. I think he can supplement this squad. I think he can be a good addition in certain moments. I don't think he can be the main guy unless he can guarantee 25, 30 goals. Then that's a different story. But at the moment, we have to say Havertz, in terms of getting to those 14 goals this season so far, he's doing very well. So I just wanted to bring that in. But with Havertz, you do get some missed chances. I think there was a header, there was a shot as well. So if he was more clinical, like Havertz probably could have had a hat-trick yesterday. And it wasn't just Havertz that I was looking at and thinking you need to be more clinical, more decisive in those final moments. Raheem Sterling as well. Like, the thing with Raheem, like, he's always trying. Like, he seems to have a bit of confidence. He always wants to beat his man, but it doesn't always work out for Raheem Sterling. And it's a bit frustrating at times. I just don't think the loan deal is working out. I would be shocked if Arsenal say they want to keep Sterling on a long-term deal. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that, because if I had the decision, I wouldn't be keeping Sterling on a permanent basis. Like I said, let me know your guys' thoughts on that. After 25 minutes, I've got here, Arsenal was so dominant. Arsenal, like I said, that early goal helped them massively to just keep building in this game. The line was very high up. David Raya must have had frostbite on his toes because he didn't hardly move for the whole game in terms of making saves or anything like that, because the play was all down in Zagreb's end. Jorginho, look, Jorginho, I actually think he done all right yesterday, but there are moments with Jorginho where he kind of plays you into trouble, where if it was a different game against a different opposition, like I said, you would be in trouble. That he's so lax, like he's so chilled when he's playing some of them balls out from the back that he just passes it to them. Then all of a sudden, it's like a turnover ball. And I don't know, just with Jorginho, like I said, I actually think Jorginho done well yesterday, but we all know he's not the long-term answer. But he did actually play all right in this game. So, yeah, it's just those balls he plays sometimes where he's just not even thinking and he just gives it to the opposition team where I'm thinking, what are you doing? You can't afford to do that. But, yeah, on the whole, Jorginho done all right. Martinelli, dangerous. That one run in particular where... I don't know, was it a corner where it broke and then Martinelli like dinked it round the player and then he just shot off. I wish he could have scored from that moment, but it was just great play from Gabriel Martinelli. And look, I'll say it now, my man of the match was Gabriel Martinelli. I'm sure so many of you guys picked Gabriel Martinelli. If you did, let me know in the comment section, because Gabriel Martinelli was on fire. But the only other guy that I'm seeing people maybe have a shout for man of the match was Martin Odegaard. I think a lot of people, from what I'm seeing on social media, are appreciating the way that Martin Odegaard played. He just seemed to be, again, playing with confidence. Confidence can do so much. And when Martin Odegaard's playing with confidence, like those little flicks, those silky movements, just seem to come off every time. So, yeah, Martin Odegaard, very good. Gabriel Martinelli, very, very good. There was a chance from Gabriel Big Gabs, the centre-back, where probably he could have scored. Declan Rice definitely should have scored. And this is the injury boost. We have Nwaneri now back, hopefully ready to start games. Because, look, Sterling, thank you. You done well when you was needed. You're actually probably playing your best bit of football at the minute for Arsenal since you joined us. But Nwaneri just showed a different level of class, a different level of ability. When Nwaneri comes on, it's almost like something will happen. With Sterling, it's like he's trying to make something happen and hopefully something will happen. But with Nwaneri, it's like something is happening. That boy cooks every time he touches the ball. Like, there was one movement in particular where I thought, right, the ball's going to go out. And all of a sudden, he flicks it behind himself. And I'm thinking, what? He's just so silky. He plays with so much class. And, like, we have to remember, it's not even his natural position. Like, he's usually like a centre mid, and he's playing on the wing better than Raheem Sterling. And, like, better than all of our other wingers, if we're being honest, except for Martinelli in that game. But it's just so good to see Nwaneri back. He will have a massive say in Arsenal's season if he can keep himself fit. We're still without Saka for the foreseeable future. Nwaneri, I want to see as the guy being deployed on the right-hand side because he looks quality. Arsenal looks so much more dangerous, so much more likely for something to happen when Nwaneri is on the pitch. And then we had the Martinelli assist for Havertz's goal. And it was good, like I said, that Havertz got the goal, but that was all about the assist from Gabriel Martinelli. The way he whipped that ball in, if Havertz didn't score that would have been absolutely criminal. It was such a nice ball. And then we finished it off with the Odegaard goal. And that is something we needed more of, if I'm being honest. Like, Odegaard has not chipped in with nowhere near as many goals this season as he did last season. Nowhere near even as many assists this season as he did last season. So Odegaard needs to be picking these numbers up, and I think this is a good start. Good win in the Champions League. Put your team in a good position to get into the next round, the last 16, without them to play that playoff. And yes, Odegaard needs to kick on from here. I'm sure he would admit it himself that his numbers haven't been as good this season as he would like. Hopefully this is the starting point. We've got a big game on the weekend against Wolves. Of course, I will be doing more videos, breakdowns, analysis going forward. So make sure you're subscribed. Before I go, like I said, just hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.